Now that you have learned how to use a number line to subtract, we are going to play a game so that you can practice this skill. So you need a couple of things to get started. First thing is you need your open number line page that's in a sheet protector that you got on the 3rd grade supply pickup. If you don't have this, that's okay. You can just use a sheet of paper and draw it out. The next thing that you're going to need is an expo marker. And last but not least, you are going to need a die. That is the word for when you have one of these. If you have more than one, then we say dice. If you don't have a physical die, we have linked a website where you can click a button and it will roll the die just as if you had one. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be creating 3-digit numbers. So to do that, I'm going to need to roll this 3 times. Okay. So I'm going to make this a little bigger so you can see what I'm doing. All right, so I'm going to roll it. I have a 2. Now I'm going to list my numbers up here first and wait to create my numbers. Okay, then I have a 3 and another 3. So you can choose to either have 233 as your number, or you could actually rearrange these. You could write 332. Okay, so we'll wait just a minute until we get our second number. I'm going to roll again, 3 numbers. Ooh, I have a 6. Okay, and then I have a 2. My last number is I have another 2. Now, all in all, I have the digits 233 and 622. I can choose to order these however you want to create your problem. The only thing is you need to make sure the first number that you create is larger than the second number you are wanting to subtract. Okay, so I'm actually going to have 622 be my first number and 233 be my next. Again, I could have written 332. All right, so I am now going to get started figuring this out by using my number line. So I'm going to place 622 on this number line down here. Then I'm going to break up 233 into the value of each digit. So if we do that, we're going to start with the hundreds. This 2, the value of this 2, because it's in the hundreds place, it's worth 200. The value of this 3, because it's in the tens place, is worth 30. And the value of the 3 is worth 3 ones. So I'm going to be subtracting 200, 30, and 3 on the number line. So I'm going to start with 200. So if I hop back 200, 100 would be 522, and 200 is going to be 422. Okay, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to hop back 30. Okay, if it's easier for you to break this up into 20 and a 10, you could do that. You could also break it up into 3 tens. We're going to start with 30. So 422, if I take off that 20, it's going to be 402. If I take off 10 more for a total of 30, it's going to be 392. Now, I like to put little checks as I go so that I make sure that I have checked off each one and I don't leave anything out. So the next thing that I have is I need to subtract 3. So you could either subtract 2 and 1, or you could just do the entire 3. So for this one, so you can see the example, I'm going to break up that 3 into a 2 and a 1. So 2 would be 190, and then 1 would be 389. So my answer for 622 minus 233 would be 389. Okay, now as mathematicians, we want to make sure that we always check our work. So in just a second, I am going to show you how to do that, but hang tight, I'm going to clear the board. Okay, so as I said earlier, as mathematicians, we want to make sure that we are able to check our work. So the first equation was 622 minus 233, and we solved it by using the number line to count back. And we got the difference of 389. Now, let's use the counting up strategy using a number line to see if we still get the same answer. So to do that, we're going to place 622 on our number line and then also 233. And we are going to hop up and see if we get 389 points away from 233 to 622. So I am going to break up 389 into hundreds, tens, and ones. So we should be able to hop 300, 80, and 9 ones. So first we're going to start with that 300. Let's hop up. 300 from 233 would be 533. And then we're going to hop up 80. Now again, remember, you can break apart that 80 if you need to. So I'm going to choose to break apart the 80 to a little bit of an easier number. So I'm going to do 70 and 10. Okay, so if I hop up 70, I am going to have 603. If I hop up 10 more, I have 613. And then remember, we check off as we go, so we make sure that we get everything. And then I have the 9 left. So 613, I should be able to hop 9 and get to 622 if we are correct. So I'm actually going to break up that 9 into a 7 and a 2 to make it a little easier. So I have 7 is 620 and then 2 more and I landed at 622. So as a mathematician, I can be sure that I am correct because I was able to get the same answer both times. All right, have fun playing your game, third graders.